Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishop, the great millstone, peace and blessings to you fellow brothers out there pushing up this word and truth and its sincerity. Shabbat coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. And I pray that the lesson is edifying and, helps whoever may need to hear the information. Now I'm just gonna kind of roll. I'm just gonna roll in the spirit. I didn't have nothing prepared, nothing like that. And pretty much this is kind of like the inspiration. I've been kind of wanting to do something on the topic of health, but I just been kind of holding myself back for the longest for even going into it. I might say a couple little things about a tea here and there, about a tea or something in one of my, some of my videos or whatever, but not necessarily actually doing a video on it. Now, I'm not going to go into super particulars in this video. You got to do this, you got to do that. But this is kind of like the inspiration. Like I said earlier, I've been kind of wanting to do something, but then also watching a video earlier, a brother, that was, dealing with, some crazy ailments, cancer and stuff like that. And when I heard it, the spirit just jumped. I'm like, man, I gotta say something, man. My spirit can't, I gotta say something. My spirit can't stop from saying, cause I've been getting asked a lot, especially about, cancer and about this ailment, about that ailment. Damn near like every day. What about this? What about that? And I work in that realm. I work in that realm. I'm just gonna leave it at that. As making money. But let's just get to the point. Basically, brothers that are sick, that have ailments, you gotta change your diet and you gotta get on the herbs. Okay, that's basically what it is. You gotta change your diet and you got to get on the herbs. Now, if you have ailments, like most of us have ailments, most of us have all type of things going on with us, but there's this mysticism behind herbal medicine and the different herbs, and we can blame Esau for that because there's a lot of disinformation out there on the herbal medicines, the herbal remedies, and I'm not gonna go deep because I'm Esau. He gonna strike the video on my other page. He's striking videos. I can't even do nothing with that page. He just keeps striking. I'm surprised that page is still up. He just keeps striking videos. When I'm done, all my strike, it took like 3 months, all my strikes done. Then he just struck it right before. I'm like, damn, I can't even catch a break. But that's okay. But I'm just gonna talk vaguely, and you could just pick up, right? But there's a lot of mysticism behind herbal medicine, if it works, if it doesn't work. When you tell people, oh, you got to do this, drink this tea, they're gonna look at you bugged out. Okay, but that's where we're at. Okay, I get that, I understand that. But basically, brothers that are, sickly, you going to Esau. Let's get that scripture. Where is Esau? Positions in Joel, I believe Joel 14. Let me see. I mean, he'll patch you up, so to speak, right? He'll patch you up. He gonna make so you won't feel the ailment at that particular point, but it's just going to be downhill from there. Remember, allopathic medicine. Okay, let me just search it. And I'm just rolling the spirit. So I don't even know where this is going to go. Okay, Job 13. Lord's will not too long. Maybe like, just like a rant. I don't know. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. So you're going to go to Esau. And sometimes you got to go to Esau when something is, very serious. Right? But, I watch videos and then I'll hear brothers, and people family member, family members, they'll have, different things going on with them. And a lot of times you want to help them, but there's another, let me bring out another scripture, right? Where the scriptures say, the poor man's wisdom is despised. You see what I'm saying? Let's bring that out. It's in Ecclesiastes. Let me just find exactly where it is. Right. I'm gonna go to the point. Ecclesiastes 3. Let me start at 13 actually. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city and few men within it, and there came a great king against it and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Okay? The words of the wise are heard in quiet. Now it will be heard amongst the elect, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. But the point there is that the poor man's wisdom is despised. Because when you're dealing with health, no one herbal medicine is going to completely just heal you. All of a sudden, you drink one tea, all of a sudden you just great. You might drink it for a week. You're just supposed to be great. No, that's not how it works. That's not how the body works. Now that's allopathic medicine. You take a pill, he might suppress something, might turn something off chemically within the body, and you go, oh man, wow, this it's working. Next thing you know, your kidney going out, your liver going out. Okay, that's not how things work. Okay. Also, going into the diet. All right, our diet is all fucked up. All right, we shall eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. So we try to do the best that we can do. Now you have detoxing, right? When you have a particular diet in which you're trying to flush things out, whether you're doing dry fasting, you're doing some type of intermittent fasting, you're doing water cleansing, you're doing juice cleansing, you're doing a modified diet, fruit or vegetables, but it all depends on the person. Okay, not one body is the same. Everybody has a different constitution. Certain people run hot, certain people run cold. Certain people have agitated nervous system. Certain people have a depressed nervous system. Okay, certain people have more cognitive issues than others. Others have more digestive issues than others. They might have an ulcer, or they might have some type of inflammation in the gut. Okay, they might be lacking some type of nutrients. So what I'll say this, right? When just my study, my humble opinion, right? You can have this two things going to go wrong with the body. Okay, either you have an overload of toxins, okay, or you have a deficiency in nutrients. It's one and another. The scriptures say that. Let me bring that out. It's in Ecclesiastes. One is set against another. And when you go into Ayurvedic medicine, when you go into TCM, Chinese traditional medicines, when you go into these different methodologies of how they classify disease, that's literally how they classify it. They classify it like with Chinese traditional medicine, a yin and a yang. So a condition is going to be either a yin condition or a yang condition. The same thing in Ayurvedic. That's that's Elam's healing system. But we had a healing system as well. And the scriptures refer back to that as what? Going into the herbal medicines. Now, modern time, let's come to modern times. We can use herbs in the Ayurvedic platform, right? Like turmeric and bacopa and cinnamon, shaylee jet. It's ashwagandha. You can go to cola. We can use all that. We can use stuff from the Chinese medicine like angelica, Dawn Q, okay, burdock, But there's a lot of medicine even in the States where you had Gad that would be using a lot of like lobelia, like wild ginger. I mean, put it like that, it's vast. It's super vast, but there are a lot of this information has been. This is not my information. This information has been passed down. The information is still here. But let me. I want to find that scripture. Give me a second. And hopefully I'm not losing you. I'm all over the place, but you know, it is what it is. It's in the Apocrypha. You know, we gotta back everything up with the scriptures. I believe it gotta be here. just to simplify it. It's really simplified. It's really simple, right? Esau will call it homeostasis. So how do we bring the body back to balance? That's basically what we're doing. We're bringing the body back to balance. There's an imbalance somewhere in the body. It's either you are overloaded with toxins, you know, your kidneys is backed up, your liver is backed up, it's not being able to detoxify, your lymphatic system is backed up, it's not able to detoxify. Okay, your blood is coagulated or is thinning. Okay, that can be toxins over, or you can have a lack of some type of mineral, some type of I would call it more a nutrient. I'm gonna call it a nutrient. I'm not gonna call it a vitamin, a mineral, because I can't see. You can't physically see a vitamin and a mineral. And people, the ancient physicians, they wouldn't classify. Oh, you have a vitamin B deficiency, or you have a vitamin C deficiency. I believe the vitamin C was only found in the 1800s. Okay, when the guy's name is Linus, I forget his last name, but you could search it. He discovered vitamin C. Okay, but that's not how they would classify certain illness. They wouldn't classify it like that. Like if you are lacking nutrients, there's a classification of herbs called nutritives, and these things are to build debilitating states, to build tissues, right? But if you go to Esau, he's going to do something completely different. The point of this video is basically, if you get the point, right? I know I'm all over the place. Is brothers that are sick, you gotta change your diet. If you're eating white rice, okay, you eating potatoes, and some of these foods are not necessarily bad, okay, right? They're not necessarily, but they're bad for you. That's the point. Everybody is different. So one person, he could eat it all. You're like, damn, he like a garbage disposal. He eat anything, well, of course, lawful, right? And he's relatively okay. But the next person, he can't do that. Okay, so you gotta clean your diet. You gotta go plant-based. Okay, what did Daniel do? All right, Daniel started to do what? It said that they became. I'm gonna get it. It's one of my favorite chapters. I'm gonna get it. But let me go on here. All right. Hopefully, this is it. Okay, yeah. This is Sirach 33 and 14. Good is set against evil and life against death. So if you're on the side of death, which is acidic, and you got all, Dr. Sebi will even tell you, there's only one disease, inflammation, which I would somewhat agree with that. Yeah, I believe there's really only one. It's really simple. Basically, that's what he's telling. It's really simple. Now I don't agree with everything he say, but yeah. But he gonna tell you what he gonna tell you. You gotta clean your diet up. These are the foods you need to eat, right? But you know what? Jay don't want to hear that. All right, because if you go to Esau, he ain't gonna tell you. He ain't gonna say you gotta change this. You gotta change you. You can still eat McDonald's. Maybe you're not eating McDonald's. Maybe you eating lamb and you got a salad and they're not no. All right, if you're sick, if you are in a sick state, if you have the C word, right? I'm not going to say if you have the C word, right? You can't eat those foods. Those foods are bad for you. Now the body can process acidic foods. These guys, you know, I'm not gonna name these other dudes, these health guys. They'll tell you, oh, like even like Doctor said, oh, you only can eat this. You can't eat meat. You can't do milk. You can't do this. And like you, like, damn, what can I eat? No, that's not no. All right, you have to mainly eat those foods, and then you gotta eat a little bit of those foods. Okay, a little bit of the acidic foods. If you're eating meat every day, if you're eating bread, the bread is bad. You got to eat a naturally fermented bread. Okay, you eating the bread, you eating the white flour, the white sugar, the white rice. Okay, you're not getting no ginger in. You're not getting turmeric in your diet. You're not having no type of probiotics, fermented vegetables. Okay, you barely eating fruit. You're not doing no type of fasting. Okay, you never even done a juice cleanse. You're not doing any. You got to be on a juice protocol. You're not working out. Okay, that's when you're going to start to build better health, when you start doing all those things. Okay, and then you got anxiety, you got mood disorders. Okay, you got cognitive issues. One of the main things, you got digestive issues, and everything starts in digestion. So if you've been just overloading your body with bad toxins, bad foods, which are not, like I said, they're not necessarily bad, but in the perfect scenario, they're bad for you because your system is compromised. So until you get your system back, you can't put those foods in your body. Okay, and I know. Okay, I went through it. Okay, I'm not going to go into detail, but which that doesn't matter. But I'm speaking by experience. Okay. Good is set against evil and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, all the works of the Most High, everything, even in the body. Like I said, Esau, when you go to Esau, I got a whole book. Hold on. Where is that book at? Give me a sec. Bear with me. I got a whole book where this nigga Esau, he classifies, right? Merriam-Webster medical dictionary. Medical dictionary, okay? And and a lot of these things are in Latin. And he'll hit you with these words, okay? Right? Melophysioma, endocrisiolis. Well, I can't even really pronounce a lot of this shit. But when you actually look at it, you go back to the etymon, it literally tells you what's going on, like a condition called gastric arrest, right? Which basically means that food is being stuck inside your body, and whether it's a muscle condition or you don't have the proper, what Elon would say, fire, okay, or digestive juices to start pushing shit out of your body. So food gets stuck and it starts fermenting in your stomach area or your small intestine, whatever it may be. It's slow. It's very, very, very slow digestion. But he'll call that gastric arrest. So you have gastric arrest, this and that. Then you got this. You got ulcer tuberculitis, and it's all basically it's all bullshit. All we have to do is look upon all the works of the Most High. Let's read it again. Oh, he says all the works, including, is not the work, is not the body. Is that not a work? Okay. So is the godly, So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. So there's a push and a pull. Okay, there's an up and a down, and it's the same thing in the body. Okay, one nutrient is working off another nutrient, or another nutrient is pulling from another part of. It's really simple. But if you come in here, right? Oh, that's the spirit. Diverticulitis. When you have the is at the end of any type of disease or classification of disease, that means inflammation. That means your body is inflamed. Now you can have acute inflammation, or you can have, which acute inflammation, maybe you have it in, your knee or something, okay? Or you can have systematic inflammation all over your body, right? Like arthritis, it's inflammation of the joints, So your joints are you're systematically inflamed. So what do you need to do? You need to start putting in natural anti-inflammatories into the body. And it's not just you taking a turmeric pill, because turmeric is anti-inflammatory and that's going to work. It's a little bit deeper than that. It's you got to change your whole diet. Okay, if I had to see, okay, I would you got which I already changed my whole diet. Okay, you got to if you want to start. I'm talking about brothers that have ailments, especially ailments, pretty much unto death. Okay, where you have ailments where you are dependent on Esau's medical system. Okay, and you're still drinking alcohol, which you can drink. You can somewhat still drink out, but it depends. If you're sick, especially unto death, that you gotta cut that shit out. Okay, you gotta be fruit cleansing. Okay, but see, look, that information nobody wants to hear that information. And hopefully, you know what? I didn't put the hopefully it's loud enough. I didn't put the mic on. Let me just put the mic on now. Hopefully you can hear me better. Nobody wants to hear that information that you have to change your whole lifestyle. Which the word diet, I love to go into that word diet. It means lifestyle when you go into the Greek and Latin. I mean, you got to start working out, and you can start small. Like I said, I'm not going to go into particulars, okay? But I'm going to give you a lot of information, or even more so, the encouragement or the exhortation, okay, to start to change things up, okay? Also, not eating. You need to be doing brothers are sick. You need to be doing fasting. Now, of course, everything has to be put together by prayer. Okay, yes, you're praying, of course. But if you are not doing the right things, the body is a machine. If you're not putting the right nutrients in the machine, if you're not putting gas in the car, you can pray all day long. Now, could there be a miracle and the car just go for another 100 miles? Okay, cool. But that's not the case. The case is you got to put the right type of gas in the car to make the car drive. Okay? So you're dealing with ailments, and you're still eating inflammatory foods. Okay? You're not on a juicing program. You got to be on a juicing program. Okay? Like I said, I'm not going to go into particulars, but you got to be doing a juicing program, especially if you got the C word. Okay? Brothers dealing with anemia. Right? Esau, it's passed down. Look, man. The nigga Esau's a liar. Okay? And when you go and I've done, I can't even tell you how much research, but actual application as well. Because you can do all the research, but you got to apply these things. Okay? But let's go back to this word, right? Diverticulitis, inflammation or infection of the diverticulum of the colon that is marked by abdominal pain or tenderness or accompanied by fever, chills, and cramp. So a lot of these symptoms, if you will, it's like damn near, if you look at the symptom, you're like, damn, I got that, right? But I'm going to look at it one way, all right? And this is going into your colon, but from your colon, the symptoms is coming up into the upper digestive tract. So you're getting cramping, you're getting bloating. Oh, you could also have an infection. So what is Esau? What he'll do is he's going to give you some anti-inflammatories to bring down he's going to literally cut off the inflammatory response, which that's a bad thing. You don't want to do that. Inflammation is good in particular parts of the body. That's like the check engine light, if you will, in certain cases, right? He's going to cut that off so you won't, but the ailment is still there. And then he's going to give you an antibiotic, okay, or he's going to hit you with some chemotherapy to knock out more so the antibiotic to knock out that infection. But it's now it's going to destroy your gut flora. Now you're actually going to tumble It's gonna just get worse. Then you got this ailment, and then you got that ailment. Then he's gonna give you a pill for this and a pill for that and a pill for this and a pill for that, when it's really all one fucking thing. Okay, your diet is fucked up. Okay, and you're not taking any herbal medicine. Okay, now hey, whoever this is for, I'm speaking a little rough, but I'm when it comes to this, man, I get spirit jump on me, right? But like I said, I even got a book because just to go, look what is Esau really saying? Because you're gonna go to him, you're gonna go to E, and he's gonna say you have this and you have that. You don't know what the fuck that is. Oh yeah, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this open. We're gonna take that out. We're gonna, right? But see, the remedies out of the earth, the medicines out of the earth. Let's get that. Okay, but before that, let me go to Daniel. The medicines out of the earth, it work a little bit different. Okay, and it has to be activated by prayer. Okay. Now there's a science to it. Okay, which we're not going to go into, okay, take this dosage, take that dose, because everybody is different. But if you are sick, you got to take things into your own matter, your own hand, if you will. I'm going to Daniel. And you got to clean your diet up. You got to go through a series of cleansing. Now, if you're totally fine being sick, okay, cool. Then that's just what it is. If you're totally fine with taking Esau's medicine, that's just what it is. Me, all right, I've been shit. I'm not gonna, I just refuse to, I refuse to go to Esau. Like, nah, there has to be, the scriptures say that this is the way. Okay, there has to be, so I just kept doing it, and it didn't work for a while. Okay, and then it's like, okay, this is how you do it, okay? So it takes time, it takes practice. That's just what I'm into. Okay, I'm into plant medicine. I'm into the remedies. Okay, but let me go to Daniel, the first chapter. Because we can extrapolate a lot from Daniel, the first chapter, of him changing up his diet, going to a plant-based diet. Now it's a little bit more deeper. I wouldn't say deeper than that. It's a little bit more, technique with it. Okay, because it all depends first and foremost by your digestive system. And if you're not going to the bathroom every day, maybe even multiple times a day, I'm talking about number two, your digestive system is all messed up. That's not normal. You should be going at least once a day, every single day. Okay, you got toxins backed up. A lot of brothers is suffering from parasites. A lot of disease. It's the little microbes in there. Okay. But hey, the poor man's wisdom is despised. Esau, you're gonna go to him. He got the white coat on, right? He got multi-trillions of dollars backing him. He got a whole industry, right? He's in power. So of course, believe him, right? Then I'm gonna kind of just go to the point, okay? But I gotta. Let me start at verse 4. Daniel 1:4. Children in whom was no blemish. Let me see. Let me just start at the top. Daniel 1:1. In the third year of the reign of Joachim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem, and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, unto his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of the Most High, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake to Aspenaz, the master of the eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science. So to understand the body, that's a science. Okay, so Daniel, Azariah, Mishael, Hananiah, they understood the body. You gotta understand. You gotta have some type of working knowledge of the body.
You can't just be, oh, I'm just sick and I don't know what to do. Now there are cases like that. Okay, good. Then you need to reach out your hand. Okay, but you should have some type of working knowledge of how the body works as a man of the Lord. Okay, and when the body is in dis-ease, there's certain things that, okay, you know what? I need to fall back from this. I need to fall back from that. That's the harsh reality, okay, of being in this truth. Is you gotta actually make sacrifices, and that's telling somebody not to eat that chicken, eat that lamb, eat that beef, eat that fish, eat that rice, eat that bread, drink that milk, that yogurt. It's like damn near pulling, because number one, you're filled nothing but parasites. Okay, so if you haven't done a parasite cleanse, you need to go on a parasite cleanse. Okay, that's one of the first things I would do, which a lot of times that fixes a dysbiosis within the gut, which means that just means a disbalance. Whether it's an overload of microbes there, an imbalance of yeast or candida, which all those things, you need those things in your body. But there's an imbalance. You got small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is SIBO, but it's really all the same fucking thing. That's what I'm saying. It's really all the same thing. You're gonna go to Esau, and he's gonna say, "Here, take this, take that," and sometimes you might feel better because he fucking wiped out everything in your body. But over a course of time, you're gonna what? You're gonna suffer more. More things are gonna come up. You're like, I don't know what's going on. Your memory's gone. I don't know what's going on. I'm eating healthy. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I don't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we deal with demons, and sometimes it is just the demon. But other times it's the things you eating chips. You got a diet heavy in potato chips. You gonna be through. Okay, I'm just gonna tell. Can you eat those things? Yeah, okay, yeah, eat it every once in a while, but that's not like no. Okay, heavy. You got a diet heavy in seed oils. You're not using coconut oil. You're not using olive oil, avocado oil. Okay, you're not cooking with things. You're not eating salads. You're not eating steamed vegetables. A diet heavy in vegetables, cruciferous vegetables. Okay, a diet heavy in fruit, especially berries, to build the immune system, to build the brain. Okay, you're not eating basic herbs, garlic. Okay, ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, cayenne pepper. Those herbs in those right proportions right there can do a lot of work with the body. Okay, but let's read this. Let's continue. And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, in whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. Let me jump. Verse 10. And the prince of the eunuchs said to Daniel, I fear my... Well, you know what? Verse 8. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. And basically... the standard, the SAD, the SAD diet, the standard American diet, okay, is pretty much the king's meat. That's the king's meat of the ancient world, because peasants, and we're all peasants here, the average everyday American is a peasant, but they eat the king's meat. They have access to a high meat diet, a high carbohydrate diet, a high sugary diet, okay, in which in ancient time you had to have money to be able to eat cookies and cakes and ice creams and alcohol and meats every day. Okay, these things that the average person just couldn't have every single day. They had to eat they ate the vegetation, the cheap foods, the lentils, right? They call that the poor man's food. Lentils, that shit is high level. Okay, but a lot of American taste buds, they're not accustomed to eating foods like that, which a lot of these poor countries, or what you would say poor countries, right? Their main staple is plant-based proteins instead of animal-based proteins. Which animal-based proteins, a lot of those proteins, which they're not necessarily bad, but we have to understand where we're at. A lot of these proteins that we're eating are infected with Esau's chemicals, but the scriptures do say, right? Hold that. Give me a second. I know I'm just jumping everywhere. Give me a second. I'm gonna back it up with the scriptures. Where's that at? Yep. You eating a high meat-based diet. You got headaches. You just getting headaches out of nowhere. You don't even know why. You getting indigestion. You getting what's it called? Bloating. Oh, a lot of you bloating a lot. Okay, which a lot of the spices are there. What they call carminatives. Carminatives actually remove gas from the body. So black pepper, cumin seed, coriander, ginger, fennel seed, right? Cardamom. So which Elam cooks with a lot of those foods. Moab cooks with a lot of those foods. So their medicine is built into their diet. But you eating a burger, right? You eating a burger and fries because when you bite it, you feel good. You're using it as an antidepressant, but then you're sickly. For that moment, you feel good, but then boom, then you feel worse, right? It's a cold cycle. Hey, look, I ain't judging nobody. I've been there. I've been deep in there. Okay, I can only speak with so much passion because I've been there. Okay, and it takes a while to get out of if you are how does Esau say it? I forget exactly how he says it. You know, his terminology. A lot of the shit, I just threw out of my brain, right? But it's good to know, so you just know, okay, what is he trying to say? But if you've been sick for a long time, you've been chronically sick, it's gonna take a while to get out of that sickness. You take a pill and you won't feel better. That's not how the body works. That's not how things work. Okay? You gotta be on a stretch program. You gotta start opening up the body, start making get your posture right. You gotta be doing some working out. You gotta be walking. You gotta be moving the body. Moving the body actually activates the detoxification system. Okay, the perspiration, which Esau calls the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, the movement has to be there. That's why, a lot of older people they die when they stop working. Okay, they stop moving around, right? They get sedentary. Everything tightens up. Everything stiffens up. But when you moving around a lot, you are you doing shit, right? Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 37. Okay, yep. Right. 37 and 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. Like me with the food, right? For a while, man, food was evil to me. I couldn't it would make me feel worse. It would make me feel bad. So that was a hard stronghold, because them is demons. That's a hard stronghold, okay, to get past those foods, which, like I said, they're not necessarily bad, but it's bad for you. Okay, it's making you sick. Okay, the other person, you be like, God damn, this brother, he eat anything. What the fuck? He just, But hey, that's just what it is. That's just nothing I can do about that. But let's read it again. You gotta prove your soul. If this food is making you sick, right? And how would you determine a good place to start is do a food diary. So look that up. Look, you gotta look these things up. Do a food diary. You're gonna eat simple, right? And you're gonna write down, okay, I ate a chicken sandwich, okay, or just a piece of chicken and some bread. Okay, you write that down, what time you ate it. An hour later, you write down how you feel. another hour later, you write down how you feel. Oh man, I'm getting bloated. I'm getting gas. I'm getting this. Okay, cool. Well, what did you eat? Okay, you went back to the diary. Okay, I ate this. Okay, you write down what your lunch. You ate a sandwich. I had this, and that on it. And then as you get all this data, you start to go, oh man, this bread is jacking my ass up, or this milk is destroying me. Okay, or this is making me bad. You start what they call elimination. You start eliminate. That's part of it too, is eliminating those food triggers. Okay, but like I said, I'm all over the place. It says, a wise, no, my son, prove thy soul. So even within your diet, okay, everything that you're consuming, and see what is evil for it. Certain things are evil for your soul that's not necessarily evil for somebody else's soul. And they might not necessarily be wicked, okay? Right? Paul spoke about how all things are lawful, but they're not expedient, right? So that lamb could be lawful, but for you, it's not expedient because it's bringing down your quality of life, if you will. Okay? And give not that unto it. You see? So you got to think of, and how I think about it, okay, look, I can't have it right now. I can have it later, but right now I gotta cleanse out. I'm toxic, right? That's my mindset. Let me continue. For all things are not profitable for all men. See? Neither has every soul pleasure in everything. So everybody is different. That's the thing. Even when it comes to the body, even when it comes to your health. Everybody is different. But you got to prove or test, right? Like I said, the food diary, that's a great test. That's a simple tool. It's free. And this shit is free. It just, the only thing required is you doing it. You breaking away. That's part of your sacrifice, brothers that are sick. Now, if you totally fine with being sick and you totally fine with being on Esau's medicine, that's, hey, nothing I can do about that, okay? But I'm just hopefully exhorting brothers, hey, look, if you sick, you got ailments, are you taking any type of herbal medicine? Have you done any type of remedy? Have you changed your diet? Or maybe, okay, you did a cleanse, well, okay, look, you got to go deeper. It's more than that. It's not just you just do a 10-day water cleanse and then see what happens. Your ailments start disappearing. You're like, oh shit, damn. Oh wow. Then when what happens? You go back to start eating those foods, right? Because you can have an overload of toxins, and you do the cleanse. You start taking out those toxins, but you can have a deficiency in nutrients. So your system's not even built up to be able to handle those foods at that rate. You might be able to eat it one day. You're like, oh man, I feel well. That's crazy. I'm cool. Then you start doing the next day. Oh, okay, I'm okay. And then the third day, you're like, oh, I don't know. And the fourth day, you start eating, then it's like, boom, you're back in there. Why? Because your system is not ready. Okay? For all things are not profitable for all men, neither has every soul pleasure in everything. But, be not insatiable in any dainty thing. And we have those demons, those excess demons, those food demons. Hey, look, I've been through. A lot of brothers been through it. I've been through it. Okay, but sir, brothers, it gets you to a state of sickness. Okay, if you are high anxiety, you're in a state of sickness. Your body is out of whack. But are you taking anything for that? Or you go to Esau, he gonna give you a fucking antidepressant or anti-anxiety, fuck you up. Okay? But you have the herbal medicine, but it's like, okay, where do I go? And I understand it is overwhelming. I get that. I understand it is overwhelming. But there has to, hey, look, you gotta ask and you shall receive. Pray to the Lord. Lord, what do I do? How do I do it? Okay? Where do I need to go? Okay? Be not insatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. And hey, I've been greedy upon meats. We've all been there. Okay? To the point of what? It's going to tell you sickness. For excess of meats bringeth sickness. It is not necessarily just meats, but more so the king's meat. Which is heavy carbohydrate, but the bad carbohydrates, not the good carbohydrates. Inside joke. Brothers watching know. The good carbs, right? Like sweet potatoes are good carbs, man. Good carb. You have cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower. Man, I got books on top of books going into nutrition. I can pull out maybe 15 books right now. Okay, there's a book right in front of me right now going into hella herbal remedies. Okay, I'll just show you something right here. Encyclopedia of herbal medicine. Now this is an overwhelming. This book is pretty overwhelming, but whatever. I get into it, right? But hey, going into the diet, going into physiology, that's just what I do. But I'm just saying, it's not just you take one pill and all of a sudden you're good. No, you have to have good habits. Okay, what are some good habits? You have a juice protocol. Okay, you're drinking a particular juice for whatever it may be. Maybe it's digestion, right? If it was digestion, I would be drinking celery juice. That's going to be one of the main juices for digestion is celery juice. Or if you have more so ulcers, I will go cabbage juice. Okay, minimum 16 ounces. 16 ounces cabbage juice. That's going to be about close to a head of cabbage, maybe depending on how big it is. But that right there, I'm not going to say it heals anything because I'm not going to say none of that. But historically, it was used to treat ulcers, it's going to patch up the digestive system because you can have what Esau called leaky gut. So here it is. You did that 10-day water cleanse, and you started to heal. The body started. You basically put the body in the state of a healing state. And what's going on? You're not well because your body is not in a healing state. Okay. But you did the 10-day water cleanse. You even did the juice cleanse. You did some dry fasting, and your body starts going into the healing state, right? It start patching up the digestive system. It start rebuilding the kidney. Start rebuilding the liver. It start flushing out toxins. But then you drop more toxins into it. Or you have ulcers. You have open holes within the chain of the digestive system. So whether it's in the actual stomach, okay, it's in the small intestines, it's in the large intestines, whatever it may be, going all the way down to the colon. There's some type of inflammation. There's Esau. He'll classify these things. I forget a lot of the classifications. Like I can search it, but it doesn't really matter. But he'll classify a particular ailment in a particular region within the digestive system. But it's all the same thing. So cabbage juice will go in there and it will just start, hey, cool down. This is going to cool you down. Stop that. It's going to start removing infection. So you want to start removing infections. What would I do? What would I do if first time of infection? I'm going to garlic. Okay? I'm going raw garlic. I'm doing minimum. That's me. I'm just saying what I would do. Minimum 3 cloves a day to start cleansing the blood, start removing infection out of the body. Okay? We can do a whole bunch. I could say a whole bunch more, but let me just finish this, right? Excess of meats bringeth sickness. For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. Okay? And there's an actual disease that goes into choler, which goes into the gallbladder, liver. By surfeiting, okay, basically banqueting, have many perished. But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. So I've been hearing, hey brother, what you about cancer? What about this? And like, look, man, you don't come to me because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta completely change your diet. Okay, you gotta take this, and you're not trying to hear that because those foods are comfort. And look, I've been there. I know all about that. I get it, but you have to make it. You gotta make a decision. You gotta start somewhere. Okay, you ain't doing no ginger shots. You're not taking no cayenne pepper. You're not even drinking cucumber juice. You're not doing a green drink. You want to rebuild the blood. You got anemia, shit like that. You want to go to beets. You want to go to cayenne pepper. Okay, You want to go. You got so-called diabetes. You want to go into cinnamon. You want to. You look. You want to do a whole bunch of stuff. I ain't even go. I ain't go super deep. That's not what it's about. It's about if you got ailments, unless you're comfortable with them, that's fine. If you're comfortable with them, nothing I can do about that. But if you're not comfortable with them, all right, you're gonna have at least get in your mind prepared for that. Pray first, of course. You're gonna have to change your diet dramatically, and you're gonna have to start taking herbs. Okay, that's just what it is. Or you can just live all fucked up. That's just that. There's three options. You could do that. What I said. Start doing that. It's a process, it's not an overnight thing. A lot of these things take a couple of days, if not a couple of weeks, for it really to kick in. Like I started feeling cabbage juice when I had an ulcer around like maybe 8 or 9 days. I'm like, oh wow. I was like, okay, that feels a lot. Oh, let me keep going. Okay. So it takes time for the body to heal, but you have to put the body in a healing state. If you're not getting sleep, okay, when you're sickly, you need more sleep. If you have insomnia, well, there's something wrong with the body. We got to do something. If you're taking Esau's pills, me, if you're talking to me, I'm gonna say you need to get off that shit. But you just don't jump off of it. I'm just saying, hey, look, cause the shit gonna kill you. It's literally drugs, okay? But let me go back to this. You know, I don't want to rant too long. You know, a lot on my spirit. I've been wanting to do some health videos for a long time. Like I just been pushing my life. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I've been getting questions. What about this? What about what about the C word and that? And like, look, man, if you want to come to me, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. You want to change your shit up, okay? But if you don't want to do that, then go to Esau. He gonna zap you. He gonna hit you. He gonna hit you with all type of shit. You gonna be in pain, okay? But then if you go and you search the herbal medicine, it's all type of fucking disinformation against it. Okay? Look, man, it's all type. You go into an herb, Esau gonna talk down about that shit. Oh, he doesn't do this, it can cause death. The nigga literally lying to you. Okay? He lying. He literally lying. But, it is what it is. Verse 8. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. So it's not just actual meat, because meat does bring sickness, excess of meat. But the king's meat, okay, wine, drink, you drinking strong drink, you drinking tequila, you drinking vodka, you drinking Hennessy Brown. Well, the scriptures do say, hey, look, give alcohol or give a strong drink to them that are ready to perish. Yeah, I get that. But then there comes a time like, hey, look, you got to put your body through a healing state. Now, there are times where you can drink, you should drink some alcohol, which, wine, right? If you have like a minor digestive issue, the scriptures say don't drink no more. Drink no longer water, but a little bit of wine. So there are cases where you drink some wine. You could do. There's something called infused wine, where you infuse certain herbs, like digestive herbs. And all the ancient physicians, they used to do this. This used to be certain remedies. You might just have like a little remedy, going through some stomach stuff. Okay, here, drink this wine. And maybe whether it's myrrh or whether it's like horseradish, cardamom, ginger, maybe even they'll do steep lemon balm. You'll steep lemon balm in wine, okay, for a number of days, more than 10 days, 2 weeks, right? And then you'll drink a glass full of that when you eat, and that will help, bring down the bloat, help with digestion, has like a calming action on the body, help with anxiety, okay? That's just certain things, but when you're dealing with a certain ailment, you got to have at least minimum 4 to 5 remedies that you're actually using on a daily basis. 4 to 5 remedies minimum when you're dealing, because you got to start strengthening, start detoxing multiple systems of the body. Okay, but you have the detox, but then you have the rebuild. Okay, so you just know I did a 20-day detox. All right, I'm healed. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. Okay. Now the Most High had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord that the king, who has appointed your meat and your drink, for why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Right. Pretty much the rest of Jake that was in captivity. Okay, that wasn't in the king's court. That didn't have the ability, all right, to eat the king's meat. Okay. Here it is. I'm training you up to stand before me. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna. In their mind, I'm gonna feed you the best. This is the best food that you can get, right? Why would I? Why you change your diet and you gonna be all messed up? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servant. See, there goes that word prove again, which is test. I beseech thee 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat, which is vegetables, okay? Which is vegetables, all right? Which when you go into that word, I did a little bit more digging there. It goes also into like legumes, basically legumes. When you go into the Spanish Bible, hold on. I got a Santa Biblia right here. When you go into the Spanish Bible, right, it says legumbres. And you look that up. So basically, what is that? You gotta be a diet heavy in plant-based foods. But not all plant-based are created equal. There's a certain way you'll do it. But I'm just gonna read this just to give you a little bit more, because it's not just you just eating a salad. Oh, it's just a salad. No, it's more than that. Daniel in the first chapter. Right. See that word? It's an interlinear. I think it's right there. Let's see if you can. Well, it's back, but you could go search it up for yourself. Legumbres, legumes, beans, lentils. Okay, and there's a big kingdom, and if that's more on just the sustainable healing diet. If you are sick, but most brothers have certain type of issues, which you gotta be mainly on a plant-based diet. Dr. Sebi gonna tell you that. He gonna tell you not to eat meat. You can't eat bell peppers. You can't eat this. You can't eat that. No. We have grace. Okay. Ultimately, all the food is fucking defiled. Okay. And it takes you getting out of your comfort zone. That's the main thing. It's you getting out of your comfort zone. Now I'm not gonna go into details with everything here. This is more. All right, the video kind of cut off. Me messing with it, but it's okay. Let me just go back to. Like I said, I'm just speaking. All right. If you are sick, okay, I'm done with that. If you are sick, right? First step, you gotta pray, or at the same time, you gotta change your diet up, okay? Because if once you get on a healing diet, you gotta go through a series of some detoxes. So what you'll do, right? You go through a detox, say whatever it may be, a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 10 day, 12 day, 20 day, 30 day, 90 day, whatever it may be, right? Get on a detox. You start, you cut certain foods out, go on a detox, right? Just say a 10-day juice cleanse, right? A good start. 10-day juice cleanse. You're drinking the right particular juices for whatever ailment that you're going through, whether it's, strengthening the digestive system. That's the main thing you got to do is strengthen the digestive system. That's where all things come into your abode, is through the digestive system, right? You can topically, digestively, right? or through your respiratory system, but main toxins come into our body through what? Us eating. Okay, so you gotta change that. So say you went on a 10-day juice cleanse, right? You went on a 10-day juice cleanse. I would be having some herbal teas there, herbal teas, and maybe even tinctures. Okay, depending on the, and like I said, I'm just speaking general. I'm not telling you to do this, or this, and that. I'm just saying, you do a juice cleanse. Say you want to strengthen, you want to strengthen the digestive system. You take you're drinking cabbage juice, you're drinking celery juice, you're drinking radish juice, you're drinking beet and carrot and apple. You're taking ginger shots, right? Then you're drinking a tea. You might be drinking wormwood, or you might be drinking gentian or angelica, okay? Or you might be drinking a combination, a blend of ginger, black pepper, fennel. Things that start moving gas. Maybe you're real bloated. You're real gassy. When you want to turn to some herbs that move gas out of the body, right? So you're drinking juices, you're drinking teas, you might be taking tinctures, right? The 10 days you're gonna start flushing out. Okay, black shit gonna come out of the bathroom, right? Then when you break the fast. You break it with some fruit for like a day, and then you go into some vegetables, right? But none of those French fries, none of those chips. You still cleansing. Then you get back onto a cleansing diet. You get back onto the pulse. You're drinking water. You still drinking teas. You still have a juice. You're doing ginger shots, right? You're doing cayenne tea, or whatever it may be, your tea protocol, whatever. And he's like, okay, look, I'm gonna go back I'm gonna do a 3-day dry fast, or whatever it may be. And then you come back into the healing diet. Plant-based. Same thing. You go back in. Okay, what other issues do I have? You go back to another detox. Then you come off the detox, you go to plant-based. You're gonna stay away from all that bullshit. That bullshit is what's keeping you sick. Okay? And you're gonna go through a series of those cleanse, in and out of the cleanse. Then come back rebuilding the body, giving the body what it needs. Whether you're giving it nutritives, whether you're trying to rebuild it. Maybe you're a very nervous type of person. Well, you need some adaptogens. Okay, you need some nervines. You need to be drinking. Saint. This is me. I ain't telling you what you should do, but I'll be drinking. Saint John, lemon balm, ashwagandha. Okay, maybe you're very weak. You're a very weak. You have a debilitating disease. I'll be drinking maca. Okay, I'll be not taking no pill. I'll get the bulk herb. Okay, the bulk herb. I'll be taking maca, or I'll be doing hawthorn. You have heart issues. I'm doing cayenne pepper. I'm doing hawthorn. I'm doing motherwort. Okay, there's a lot. It's so much out there, but the start is you gotta change. You gotta have the mindset. You gotta pray. Let me finish this up. Verse 12. Prove thy service, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us post to eat and water to drink. Because 10 days, that's when you go on particular extended detoxes, fasts, whatever you want to call it. 10 days is a very pivotal. You really start feeling a change around 10 days. And that's a good gauge to see if something is working. Is about 10 days. Now, sometimes your body is in a state to where you need longer than 10 days. Okay, but 10 days is a good, like say you do a juice cleanse. I like juice cleansing or fruit cleansing. Okay, because fruit you're gonna still be able to kind of still say you had to go to work, right? You just couldn't just be at home just chilling. There you had to go to work. I would go fruit. If you needed to eat vegetables, yeah, maybe vegetables, but there's a lot of guys that do a lot of detoxes, so-called experts in detox. They're not going to tell you to eat vegetables. The lowest you can go is fruit if you want to bring the body to a detoxification state. Now, when you go to vegetables, that's more building tissues, which the fruit gonna do certain things like that. But if you detox, right? You detox and then you got to rebuild. Okay, it's not just detox, and then that's it. That's the moral of the story. Now you're back at Denny's. You're eating at Denny's. You through. But you know what? Certain brothers, they can eat at Denny's. Okay? That's not you if you are sick. Okay? You eating pancakes? No. Okay? Now there's alternatives when you come back on the diet. There's a lot. It's so much. It's so much. But let me just finish this because I'll be rambling all day. Okay? So Daniel said, "Hey, look, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink." Okay? Which the water is all messed up. I mean, there's certain things you can do too. You can make a sole, S-O-L-E. Look that up. You can make a sole, put that into your water. That's going to remineralize your water, right? Try to drink spring water, right? But it's a whole bunch of things that you're not doing while you're sick, okay? Then let our continence be looked upon before thee. What does that mean? What do you get out of that? That means Daniel was eating, him, Azariah, Mishael, and Hananiah, they were eating a plant-based diet, drinking water, drinking juices. Juice, that's pretty much water on steroids. Okay, that's why I love juice. You gotta. It's called tonics. You gotta have a tonic. So you got good health. Now you want to keep good health. You want to prevent a lot of certain things, right? You want to drink tonics. A ginger shot, that's a good tonic. You take a ginger shot a day, maybe one or two, or you drink, a mixture of celery juice, apple, ginger, or beet, carrot, apple. Okay, you drink that. Boom. You're doing good habits every single day. But if you're not putting any good things in your body, don't expect your body to operate how you want it to operate. If you're stagnant, then don't get mad when your hips are all messed up. Your hips are tight. Are you doing any type of stretching? Are you doing any type of working out? Are you doing some squatting? Are you doing some push-ups? Are you doing some sit-ups? You doing any type of exercise? Bodily exercise does profit a little. Okay? And then when you put it all together, okay, the exercise, the clean diet, the herbal medicines, the prayer, the cold shower, you put it all together, then you start feeling better. Okay? But it takes you not being lazy, and it takes faith. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat, which the king's meat was highly acidic, right? Which Esau would classify acidic, but let's just use that because we know about acidic nature, right? But then again, going back into one is set against another, right? You have a lot of these guys that are into health, that tell you about health. Even Sebi you got different doctors that even go into a naturopath doctors. They'll say it's two sides of chemistry. Okay, alkaline and acidic. All these guys, they'll tell you the same thing, either acidic or it's alkaline. So let's just use that as a base. If you're eating a diet heavy in an acid nature, acid what erodes things, it breaks things down. Okay, boom. So you're eating a diet heavy in acid. This is what they say. They said disease only dwells in an acid base. Let's just use that. Let's go with that. None of us can so-called prove that. I don't know. Okay, are you at? I don't know. But let's just go with that. It makes sense, right? We just simplifying things. You're eating an acid-based diet, and then you got all type of ailments. You're like, man, I don't know what's going on. What the fuck is going on with your diet? Okay, I don't know what to eat. Have you even researched it? Have you looked into it? Or no? But it's okay. That's fine. We've been there. But what I'm saying is, you got to change it. You got to have a diet high in the pulse. You got to be drinking good, clean water, and you have to be doing exercise and taking herbal medicine. You got to be doing a T. Strengthen your digestive system. Okay, that's where everything's going to start. Okay, you need to be on a juice program. Like I said, you got to have 4 to 5 remedies, okay, for a particular ailment or a multiple ailment. But really, it's really just one fucking big ailment. Okay, your body's all out of balance. Okay? So when they ate the food, when they ate the pulse, the legumbres or the legumes, okay, when they ate that, they started to be better. But you know what? Sometimes your body is not even able to break those foods down. So it's like, okay, eat the pulse, eat this, eat that, eat some beans. Eat some rice. Eat this, eat that. Which the rice, you got to, rice is, not that good, especially white rice. It's not going to be even, I got a book that even went into that. I'm tempted to read that. Hold on. Even tells you, because you do the research, you got to research everything. Rice. Why is rice bad? It's not necessarily bad, but it is acidic. And if you're eating a whole bunch of acidic food, it's only going to compound. So can you have a little bit of rice? Yeah, you can have some rice. It's better to have black rice, red rice, because then you're gonna get more nutrients, right? The white rice, a lot of things that are stripped white are not going to be nutrient dense. So it's pleasing to the flesh. You got to get out of the flesh. Let me see, where is this at? It was interesting when I read this a while back. This is a different book I got. It's a two-part book. It's called A Modern Herbal. Okay, A Modern Herbal, and this is more. These are more remedies of how physicians would use these particular herbs, going more into like the Middle Ages up into around the 1900s, early 1900s. So going all the way back to what's his name? What's your boy's name? He had to be a Jake too. He, of course, the father of modern medicine, or the father of medicine. He escapes me. But let me see if I can find this. If not, it's not like a big deal. But even they knew back then, right? Search the old path. That's all I'm saying. What did our forefathers do? Okay? And this book is a little bit more closer to what our forefathers did, or what they did prior. I'm looking at things. What did they do prior to, what's your boy's name? Rockefeller-based medicine. I'll call it Rockefeller-based medicine. Okay, what did they do? Here's rice. Right, there's a couple of different, let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, rice. The medicinal. So it goes into rice. Give you some history on the rice, whatever it may be. And it says medicinal action and uses of rice. Because remember, food is medicine. Okay, Hippocrates, or what is it? Hippocrates, I believe. Let medicine be thy food, and food thy medicine. The chief consumption of rice is as a food substance. But it should never be forgotten that large and continual consumption of the white polished rices of commercial is likely to be injurious to the health. The nations of which rice is the staple diet eat it unhusked as a rule, when it is brown and less attractive to the eye, but much more nutritious as well as cheaper. You see what I'm saying? But that's the point. Okay, that's the point. That rice, that especially white rice, that doesn't have the hull on it, the hull holds all the nutrients. When overconsumption or continual consumption of white rice, so you go, oh, I can eat it. Yeah, you can eat it. You can eat it. The white rice, you can't eat white rice. Can you not eat it? You can eat it. But continual consumption of white rice is going to lead to sickness. And they knew this hundreds of years ago. Okay? Verse 16, back in Daniel 1. Then, thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse. But you just can't just eat pulse all the time. It's not just talking about like just You say, Jake, you get the pulse. Oh, you just eat vegetables. It could be, no. There's a lot. The beans and the legumes. But like I said, you sometimes your body's not able to break down the beans and the legumes. You got to go to fruit if you're in a real sick state. But every sickness is going to be different. Everybody's ailment is going to be different. Okay, so it doesn't apply to everybody. Certain ailments you just need to strengthen a particular part of the body. Okay, as for these 4 children, the Most High gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Okay, so they were, well, let me jump down to verse 20. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding, the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. All right, so ultimately the men of the Lord, they got the highest level breakdown. Okay, that's just what it is. Higher, you go to Esau, go to Esau. Okay, go to Esau. He gonna cut you open. All right, he gonna cut you open. He gonna give you a pill, but he ain't gonna tell you to change up your lifestyle. He ain't gonna tell you need to be exercising, you need to be stretching, you need to be walking, you need to be drinking water, you need to you need to stop drinking that fucking soda, or you need to put them potato chips down. Okay, you need to start eating Brussels sprouts, and you need to start eating arugula. You need to start eating kale. You need to do smoothies. You need to start eating berries. Okay, you need to start eating healthy fats. You need to start eating salads with carrots. Okay, and lettuces are very cooling, and they're pain, these things are pain relieving. So when you're on a diet like this, your inflammatory response just goes down. Just all of a sudden, like, wow, I'm not in that much pain. But then what happens? You go back, you start fucking around with them bullshit foods, and then you get back to that state. So ultimately, you gotta, if you're, I mean, everybody, this knowledge, it can help anybody. Of course, we need to eat better and stuff like that, and we inhale. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but it should not happen for a long period of time. Okay, but this, for mainly this is for brothers that are sickly. Now we all messed up. We have certain things that bother us, maybe this, maybe that, but we ain't like sickly. Okay, debilitate. I've been in that state. Okay, so I'm speaking from experience. If you sickly and you eating foods that are not good for you, prove thyself, because it all goes back to the diet. It ain't just no shit that just happens out of nowhere. Which that is part of the what is it called? The strange, how does the scripture say? Thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial. That's all part of the fiery trial. But there's a list of events that happen. Okay, I'm just speaking to you through how I'm looking at it. Right? If your body is messed up, that's what brothers say. You need to eat right. You do turmeric. You do this. Yeah, but a little bit deeper than that. Okay. If you are in a sickly state, you gotta change your diet, and you gotta get on the herbs. Okay, as well as you need to have a workout program, and you need to have a stretch program, okay, to fix your posture, because you can have a lot of ailments that are not necessarily inwardly, as far as imbalance. It can be your hips are tight. Your back is tight. It's cutting off circulation. Okay? Your neck is tight. Your neck and shoulders and back is so tight, it's cutting off circulation to the brain. Now you have brain fog. Or your stomach is so tight because of just years and years of just pounding the body, hard living, could be drink, alcohol, eroding, whatever it may be. It doesn't even matter. At that point, it doesn't even matter. But the system is compromised. Your body's all tightened up. You can be somebody that has a lot of anxiety and it holds it in the stomach. Fear is held in this, so that the muscles get super tight and balled up. Now you got to start opening that hole up. Okay, you got to do twists. You got to do bends. You know what I mean? And it's not a overnight process. Depending on how bad the issue is, it's not an overnight process. But if you go to Esau, he gonna fix you right up. And you know what? You're gonna be suffering. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. Okay, that's a guarantee. I can guarantee you that. You go to Esau, he might be able to stop you from literally dying that moment because it just gotten so far, right? Right? It's gotten so far that you know. But if you on prescription drugs, man, you need to pray to the Lord, all right, and start the healing process of getting off those prescription drugs, getting on a clean diet of um, fruits and vegetables, beans, legumes, lentils. Lentils are gonna be your best friend. Okay, you need to go on a parasite cleanse. You need to be doing garlic. I will be doing garlic. I will at least be doing 3 cloves of raw garlic every day. Every day, I'll be on a juice cleanse. I'll be drinking carrot juice, beet juice, apple juice, orange juice, pink grapefruit juice. Okay, especially celery juice, cabbage juice. I'll be drinking that. Now it sometimes it can be a little expensive, but you can work it out. Pray to the Lord. The Lord make it happen. Then I'll be drinking teas. Okay, I'll be drinking teas. I'll be on tinctures, depending on what it is. Okay, or like I said, go to Esau. I'm just telling you what I would do. Now, hey, I'm kind of all over the place. I really got a lot more to say, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. Okay, I wasn't going into okay, brother, you got this element, you need to do this. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, at least I'm just getting you to think. Okay, if you are sickly, especially if you're dependent on this nigga Esau, his phony, fake ass allopathic medicine, his drugs. If you depended on that to live, basically the nigga Esau got you by the balls. Now he got you hooked on all these things. He ain't even telling you how to get off of it. He just want to treat the shit, okay, and extract as much money as he can out of you, and then ultimately put you to death. Okay, or we can go to our book, which gives us this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, how to deal with these issues. Let me just go to right, not Ezekiel, Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 38:4. The Lord has created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Now, is mysticism behind the earth? Do they work? Is it this? Because you drink one cup of tea and you just sitting there on the couch just waiting for it to start floating. That's not how I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. Okay? You gotta consume these things for an extended amount of time. They have to be the right remedy, of course. That remedy doesn't work. Okay, that's why I say you gotta have 4 to 5 different remedies for that particular issue. Or you can be like, okay, I'm gonna just do this remedy for this amount of time and just see how this works. Okay, like shit, one of my favorite herbs to help with any type of digestive issue is gentian. Gentian, man. You use some gentian. Okay, the dose is 1 ounce of gentian root. Okay, this is what I would do. I would do 1 ounce gentian root. Okay. Boy, you're not gonna boil. You're gonna simmer it on low. Simmer it, right? What about four cups of water? You're gonna simmer it down maybe to about 3 cups, right? So you got 4 cups of water. Simmer it down about 3 cups, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Keep the top off, right? You're gonna simmer that. And then you're going to simmer it down, 3 cups, boom, strain out the gentian, right? But you can use that gentian root one more time. But it's going to be a weaker dose, but you can use it more. Don't just toss it out. Use it one more time to make another batch. It's going to be a little weaker batch, but you can simmer those things down for hours, really. I'm just showing you something basic. Then that 3 cups of tea that you just made, you're going to drink that cup of tea 3 times a day. Okay, and that's going to, if you have low appetite, it's going to start building appetite. It's going to start strengthening the digestive system. It's going to start rebuilding the digestive system. And it's going to be able to you can start breaking Do I have that book? You start breaking down food. Okay, and I'm speaking by experience. I'm not just telling you something that I haven't done myself or I haven't helped remedy somebody else. Okay, but there's more. There's a lot more. There's a lot more herbs outside of that. But I'm just telling you something I would do. Especially anybody can benefit from this. Just strengthening the digestive system. The ancient physicians will actually take gentian and put it and steep it in alcohol and wine, and it'll take it like that. Or you can make a tincture out of it. Okay, you'll steep the that about halfway up into if you have like the big half-gallon mason jars. It's something called a folklore method. You'll put half of the put the root in there about halfway, and then you fill it up with about 50% alcohol, 45. It doesn't need a high alcohol proof, right? It's more water soluble. So you 45, vodka, whatever it may be, put it in there. It's gonna take like a month, but then you have a tincture. But I'm gonna close it there. I can go on and on, but that's just hey, look, just rounding everything up. If you sick, okay, if you want to take this knowledge or not, whatever it may be, if you want to believe it or not, the scriptures say the poor man's wisdom is despised. But if you are sick, the hardcore reality is you got to change your diet. You got to go on a pulse. Okay, it's a little bit more to that, but you got to go on a pulse. And you got to be taking the medicines out of the earth. Did I finish that? Let me just read it again. Okay. The Lord has created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Okay. But you go to Esau, the medicine that he made is from a plant. It's from a plant, but then he took this, and that, and then he put that, this, and that. And then he gave you. He ain't gonna give you the whole plant, because the whole plant, that shit work way better. Okay? So I'm gonna close that. Till next time, shalom to the elect.